Welcome, welcome. Pop and I picked the theme space, and 57 photographers sent in a photo for the theme. And let's see what people sent. Now, if at any point you are thinking, wow, this guy is way too slow, just show me the photos, man. Well, I made a shorter version of this where I say almost nothing, right? It was barely more than 10 minutes. So if you want that version of this, click here, right? Otherwise, right, just slow down, cowboy. All right, I'm going to mix the order, except I'm going to start in the same place with this Jofrid banger. Now, I'm just immediately wowed. The night scene. My eye quickly goes to the bottom left where I see that texture in the grass or the plants. And then the figures in the horizon line. And it's amazing that if you just keep looking deeper into it, you see more people, the cityscape. And then, yeah, like, what is this scene? Is this a UFO, a helicopter? And then I think it also, like, right, the theme was space, and that's exactly what, like, the lit up sand does, especially the sand that's, like, floating up in the air, right? It's space. And now this one from Useless. Right, I see the textures on the bottom, the grass, the evergreen, the branches, the leafless branches. And they start to complement each other, kind of in the textures and the wisps. But then, yeah, my eye does go to the middle, right? The space. And I always appreciate Useless's photo because I know that he is a big fan of Robert Adams, and I can sense sort of his, like, really careful compositions and how much he's paying attention to these little details. And now Khan sent us this very well executed night sky shot. I will applaud it for its beautiful colors. And if you dig in there, you'll see some satellite paths. But yeah, we're going to see quite a few people now interpret space as outer space. And then this one by Triangulum is similar but very different. Instead of waiting for the sky to move, right, they move the camera. And the, like, pinkish purple. And then what is that, like, glowing sphere? I don't know, it reminds me of, like, a Pink Floyd song. And I really wanted to include this one from Doan from Japan, even though it didn't quite make it to me in time for the first one. But it has, like, an overwhelming sense of space and three-dimensional qualities. Right, the way the light is pouring through there, but has well-defined edges. And then it's very inviting to look into that doorway and to see colors and tones and shapes. And then the overall framing is interesting. But I love the way that light just comes out like a tongue. This one's by Osk, a favorite of my two sons. And I don't know about you, but I did grow up playing with this Lego spaceman. So I find it a good fit. And I really like looking into the tones and the grain of my little spaceman friend. And now this banger, well, it came from, speaking of, my son. My oldest son, Ellery, is 10. And I think here he's seeing, right, objects floating in space. They sort of feel like planets. And then the overall image has like a spherical space, like kind of that lensy space. Ashlyn sent in this one. It's like looking into the stars. It's two-dimensional. It's a crowd of people. It's an isolated figure, the girl in the hat. It's very metaphorical. Thank you, Papa D, for this one. I see the up arrow pointing obviously to space. And then you have those two white dashed lines that frame the arrow. Some shadowy figures coming in. And then the overall, like, abstract compositional balance and tones. Papa D knows the way to my heart. This is a lovely exposed black and white film, developed and scanned, and looks really good. Honey Boo Q. This one is a stunner. Right, I'm quick to find the two people on the beach, those lucky two people. The glowy highlights of the waves, the colors here, the brown, the blues. And I love the way this, like, you framed it with this dark brown landscape and a little bit of flare in the top right corner. Really epic. Gerson. The contrast between the last one and this one, right? It's like totally different. This one's crazy. All the branches, the textures. It's like out of focus because it wants to be. Right? It's like, look at all those branches go. And like the out of focus texture makes it feel spacey. And this one from G1 TDAT. Wow. It feels so emotional. Right? This person with their arms on their knees, their feet up. This is about emotional space and city space or environment. Beautifully framed. Good storytelling. And this one from Pop. Now, I had a few from Pop because some of his made it into the bonus banger section. And I'm going out of order, so, you know. Now, I was just looking at a Sally Mann book, And it had a shot a lot like this. And I was like, ugh, I wish I had taken a shot like that. I really like it. And I like this one pop just as much, if not more. Right? I like the tracks. I love the curves and right that the place that you put the curves just before the horizon line is very nice. And it's like white powdery sand, that texture. And then right there on the horizon line, you get those two little, I don't know if they're fence posts or probably not people, right? But that's a nice draw. And then, yeah, the horizon line itself with that darker tone. And even left to right, there's nice gradation. And here's one of mine. Now, my son here, George. Now, I used to do this as a kid. I would get all cozy and buried in a pile of pillows. And it's a nice feeling. It's like the space here is one of comfort, of safety, feeling of home. We can thank Lobo for this one. I think this is Lomo Purple. Now I'm lost in that fountain just like that boy is, mesmerized. It sort of looks like he's standing in the water, although the water is purple. I like those two towers up there on the right. That sort of structure on the left. Interesting coloring. Now it's about time we got a cow in on this. Thanks to Brian Vega Enjoyer. That's a happy cow, I take it. She looks like she's found some good grass. I like the blue in the sky, little puffy clouds. And those, is it a gondola? It's a lift. It's like a ski lift. It's very inviting. Or maybe it's a cow lift. And this peaceful moment brought to you by Working Chen. The X-Band shooter showed up. This is a space of tranquility, of reflection, and of color. Gorgeous purples and blues that make me want to jump in. Now, Chris James, he does powerful portrait work. He found nice light here. It's coming in, hitting that guy's face just right. It's like a directional light, but it's also a little bit soft. I like the textures in that bag. Both men see the camera. Right, good glances. The overall colors are nice. And now we've got a trifecta from Gavin Thomas. And he did these as, I think, a little series. Right, they're all like, they're not outer space, but they feel like they are, feel otherworldly. I think this was my favorite of the three. It's almost like looking up and seeing like 1,000 galaxies. And this one feels like we've reached the end of space. It's like you wonder what's at the end of the universe. And you get there and it's like, do not go any farther. Now, this one by Ham is what we call a woto. And man, like look at the top of the building, right? It like somewhere around like the 2/3 to 3/4 point as you work your way up. It's no longer a building. It's like a just totally a geometric black, white, gray thing. It's like tessellating, titillating. I don't know. Yeah, and how many people are in that building, right? Somehow it feels like behind all of that, there's just like a janitor or something. Yeah, crazy. And this one's from Tom. I think it's a Mentos commercial. Right, that big stage light makes the room feel so big. The backlight. And like everybody's furry hands being lit up. And this one's from Kakihara Jr. Some delicious vintage character. Speaking of characters, who is that walking away in more or less the middle of the road? Not the sidewalk. Right, I'm guessing this is an older lens. Maybe wide open, right? It's got all that beautiful aberration. Gives it a special feeling. Fletching 101 sent me a little gift. A reminder of the Aurora Borealis, which I've only seen really like one time. Nothing makes you rethink your understanding of space, like seeing an Aurora Borealis. But he also sent me, this is a digital version of it, and he also sent a film version. So lovely. Now, I like the film one better myself. Now, I don't want to flip back and forth between the two, but right, the film one has little like I like the grainy texture. I like the colors, and also like it just looks less like shiny and glossy and like a polished mirror surface, right? It's yeah. Okay, I did just pour myself a glass of wine, so shit's about to get real. Oscure, this space is in the woods. It's peaceful. I want to sit on that bench. I like this centered tree with lots of interesting limbs, and I like all the black silhouetted tree limbs. And lots of leaves and texture. You can kind of get lost in the labyrinth in some of these trees. Now, this gift here from C, right? We have a man leaving one space, entering another space. And look at that foot, right? It's like really headed out the door. And I love the way the light is coming in, and right, the exposure here is just right. Colors are nice. I like this man's suit, right? I should dress like this man. Tom in a Box one sent us this. It's clever, right? The way he backed up to get... I take it it's like a ferry or something, right? The inside of this ferry was, one, the light is beautiful. It's lots of interesting colors and shapes. And made a cool little frame for the... wherever he is. Greece? I don't know. I would like to go there. And here we have another one where we stand back and take it all in. Bike Snob sent this in. It's Washington, D.C. I don't know if he's maybe up in a monument or something, but that's the lawn, right? Look at all those people, but yet there's so much space. It's like, how are there that many people, yet still so much green grass? I think that's a film shot. You look into the shadows, right, of like the window features, and you kind of see that film grain in there. Now, if I could go on a little zoom-in journey, this would be a pretty neat photo. Fortunately, my application here doesn't let me take you on a zoom-in journey. Brennan F. sent us this one. And this one's a real treasure. Right? It is a super solid composition all the way around. Right? The computer cords or telephone wires on the wall. That orange waste bucket holding the door open. Over there on the right, the window, and there's that like white rod coming down, right? And over there in the file cabinets and the boxes on top, and that turquoise chair. Now this one's from Roman numeral 4, or maybe it's IV. Now, I think they spotted these rocks, like this kind of line of rocks and all these ski tracks and that shadow and that little snow hill. But it's very surreal, right? It's hard to believe that this is a real place, a real space. And the way that the deeper you look, it just fades to white. Icarus sent us this one from like 1950s Disney World. I don't know. It's like, what time and place? But I love it. Like, I've been on some of these rides, right? You ride around, and it is like you're in this space, floating space, right above the world, going on a tour. And look at these little puffy clouds. And I don't know what the film stock is, but it's got a vibe going. All right, another one from Pop. I put this one early in the first video because, I mean, obvious. It's one hell of a photo, right? It's so packed, dense, right? It's not this like big open space. It's like crowded space. And it's not just the gravestones. It's like even the trees are so densely packed, right? And the high contrast in this scene, just like, man, everything it's so crisp. And I love the way that these headstones or tombstones in the front are sort of like cockeyed a bit, right? It's like they're dancing a little bit. And those crosses, yeah, good one. This one's from I Have a Chicken, which I must say is the best Discord name. And it's, I mean, look at that cloud. It like wisp up. It's sort of like an arm reaching over, or like a swan or a goose. And then you look way up into the sky and you see what looks like a comet or something. And then all the city light and the detail. I don't know what city it might be. I don't think he's from the United States, but I almost see like the Golden Gate Bridge back there or something. But yeah, really pretty colors too. Matin, or yeah, that's probably how you say it, Matin. Now this is great awareness and anticipation, right? To frame up that house, that haunted house. So, right, to tuck it in the corner there. And then to get the birds, right? And it's such a balanced composition. I mean, there's some luck here too, but right, a lot of that is just straight up having a vision and seeing it in advance. I like that, those dark gray tones in the structure. This one comes to us from Doglover 4410. The colors are beautiful. The scene is beautiful. Right, I like that the two guys are walking away. The shallow water is crazy. You know, people send in these like really beautiful places. Right, I just call it space, right? But it's so many people are like, well, check out this incredible space or place. Pat sends us some beautiful black and white film. A nice balanced composition, and it seems sort of like a simple scene. But then you start looking a little bit, and it's like, what is that? Is that a train? Is this a baseball field? You know, black and white film makes clouds, as long as you don't blow them way out, right? Clouds look so good, right? Film holds those highlight details. And then I think Pat said that this is actually where do you think it is? Right, this is the top of a building. Yeah. Now this space is brought to us by the Mad Hatter 13. And it's a photograph that really takes you there. You can just feel it. Right? I sort of look at different things every time I see this photograph. This time, I see that orange and the purple right there in the middle coming through the fence. These two figures up against the fence line. Right? It just has an incredible sense of you're there. And look at the blue sky. Holy shit, I must say. And here we are at the coast of California, thanks to zero aperture. I just counted how many photos I still have left, and this is the halfway point. And rather than making a video that is a solid hour, I'm going to make this a part 1 and a part 2. But back to this photo. Right? Very smartly did not use the rule of 2/3. Right? We want more foreground in this shot. These pretty purple flowers. Right? And these colors of yellow and green can be really tricky These look good, right? And the delicate highlight handling of the ocean and the sky. Well, I think we all learned a little something about space. And I'm going to give myself some space and take a little break. I probably won't be back with part 2 for, I don't know, at least a week or a few. Take care.